Welcome to Onshape for Makers, where we are learning to create models to take to the shop. Tonight's part is called brace plate. Brace plate is one of the parts that was on the Too Tall Toby website and also on the Too Tall Toby YouTube channel. He posted it out there as a challenge part, and it's a bit of a challenge to work. This is the blueprint that he posted. It's a little unusual on purpose to make it difficult to model, and he accomplished some of that real well. Take a copy of this and save it. You'll want to look at it while we talk about building the model. The things to note: this boss and all of this is on a 15-degree slant that comes off a point out well ahead of the end of the model, but it's in line with the bottom surface of the model and not the top. So we'll have to be careful there. The other thing is the width between these two holes is the same as the width at the back of the part, which will make it easy to build. It is symmetric about the center line, so we don't have anything unusual. We can build half, mirror it across. And all of the angles and all of the points come together right at the corner, so we have a reference corner that's common to everything. The order of the build will look like this. We will build the base. We will build the line that is the center here at 15 degrees, put two construction planes on it, create the profile for the shorter of the two ends, and then project it forward and extend it to get the taller of the two ends. We will run a loft between those two to get the solid. We will do a hole tool to get a hole through it. Next, we will sketch and build these three features. There's one feature that comes out, there's this feature on this face, and there is a feature of the round boss. We will build those three on one side and then mirror it over to get the complete part. That's our game plan. All we have to do is make it work. Okay, we're going to start with a sketch on the top plane. We're going to select the top plane, Shift S, N for normal, go to L for line, draw a vertical line, and the line should be 2.375. We will do a midpoint constraint, which is Shift M, select the line, select the origin, and there it is. From there we will go to Q and go to L, and that gives us a construction line. We can highlight, pull out a little bit, draw a line parallel, highlight, pull out a little bit. We have the center line for the holes at the end. We'll do a 5-inch dimension in here, and that will get us out to the end. Now we will do a circle, and circles are 1/2-inch diameter for the bolt holes. And the radius over the end is 0.625, so we can go several ways to do it. I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to do a circle and say 0.625 times 2 and get a circle. Draw a second circle. Do an E for equals, select one, select the other. And then I'm going to line tool. I'm going to click and hold and drag, and start at this point and click, hold, drag. Click, hold, drag. If you hold down while you drag, it doesn't try to draw a second line. It's a single operation. We're going to T for tangent. We're going to draw a window select going to the left, which is the way you select anything in or crossing the box. If you go to the right, you're going to get only what's contained in the box, which won't work here. So I'm going to break these circles somewhere, just to clean them up a little bit. Kill the sketch, do an extrude of 1/4 inch, 0.25 for that surface, and we have it. That is the base part. Go to Edit Appearance and make it some other color so it shows up better on the monitor. What we want now is the center line down the bottom of the part, because the extension line to get to 15 degrees is off of parallel to this surface. What I wanted to do was to start a sketch on the front plane, and then I wanted to go to intersect and intersect that, and I get the center line where the front plane intersects the face of the part. I can do a normal. I can select L for line, Q for construction, go forward, and I can go out here. I'll go out 2.875, and then I'm coming back somewhere, and I'm coming back at 15 degrees, and I'm coming back to 4.25, which is the first construction plane. Go into this angle, set this angle up as 15 degrees. I'm going back to the line tool and the construction mode. I'm going out, and I'm going out this time a distance of 1.625. That would be the second construction plane. So we'll go ahead and build the construction planes while we're here. We will do, we will select the line, select that point, and then when we go to plane, it will automatically know we want a point normal plane. And we're going to rename this to short, and green check mark, and then we're going to select this line and the end point and the plane, and we're going point normal again, and we're going to go this as tall, and green check mark, and now we have two construction lines. If I get rid of these three, then let's see, I didn't get rid of front. There's front, and you can see our two construction planes. Let's also hide the tall one, and we'll just work on just the short one. So we're going to start a sketch on the short plane, and the first thing I want to do is I want to do a use or convert, or whatever you want to call it, the point that we use to create it right there, and that will be the point of the circle. So we're going in for normal, and we're going back up, and we're going to select intersection and pick up this surface, and this is the line across this face where the short plane intersects. We're going to come in a little bit. We're going to do a circle. This is a 1/2 inch radius, times 2 is a 1 inch diameter. We're going to just anywhere, as long as it's not vertical, you're okay. If you let the line be vertical, it will put constraints in and life is not going to work. So pull off of vertical at something, miss the edge points, and just get an unconstrained line. Now we will go to T for tangent, and we will put a tangent constraint in by a drag left window, another drag left window, and then we will push the E for equal constraints, and we will constrain these two as being the same length. Now all we need is the distance between them, and that distance is 1.5 inches. So I will go to D for dimension. I'm going to select those 2 points. I'm going to type in 1.5, and then I'm going to do M for erase. I can't explain it. I just think of it as M as move the line and don't use it, but this is the profile for the short end of that bearing or rod bearing housing, whatever you call it. So that gives us one end. Now we can turn the other sketch profile on, turn the short one off, take this plane, do a Shift S, do a normal, and we will go back to the intersect and we will touch this surface again and we will get the line for where that plane intersects that surface. Now we want exactly this, so we don't have to redraw it. We can simply go up here to Use and select this surface, and it will bring it onto our plane we're currently using. And I will do a Extend, which is under the Trim tool is an Extend. Select this, pull down until I come to the line across the intersection. Do it again, and then I'm going to do an M for remove, and this gives me my second profile. Green check mark. Now we have two profiles, and let me turn that off, and you can see that all we need to do is come up here to LOFT command, select one, select the other, and select Add Solid Green check mark. And there is the part that everybody was worried about. To get the hole in it, we can simply go up to the Hole tool, take a simple Start from Part, Through All, Custom half-inch. We're going to select a mate connector, and we're going to select that point right on that surface, and green check mark, and we have our hole through our part. So we have got that far in 2 moves. Now we have to draw the bearing flange that comes out from here and goes here, and this is the point that controls everything, so we're going to build a construction plane there also. So we'll go and we will select this corner point and this top line and the plane command, and I'm going to name this flange, green check mark, and I'm going to go sketch and start a sketch on flange. I'm going back to intersection and select the surface and get a line where the flange cuts across, and then I will go normal, and from normal I can do a use, and I can get this line. Now that I have that line, I need the 75-degree line that goes up. Tell you what, before I do that, while I'm still in use, I'm going to do use on this. Maybe. There we go. And then I'm going to do an extend. That's X is an extend, and just pull it out somewhere so I have it. And then I'm going to the line command and draw a line up. And I want the line to be parallel, so I'm going to wake this line up and then come over here, and it will tell me when I'm parallel, and I'm going to pull it up until I intersect it. Escape. The bearing is on that circle and coincident with that point, and the diameter is 1.25. I think that's right. Yeah, 1.25. And the center diameter for the hole is 0.75. And the only thing we need now is we need a line 1/4 inch up from here. And so I will touch this, come over, draw something parallel to it. And I almost got it. Do an incident on that. and do a distance of 1/4 inch, 0.25. Okay, what do we not like? It has picked up a constraint from something. That one? That's what it didn't like. Now there is a distance vertical here, and it goes from here straight down to here, and this distance, according to the drawing, is 0.875. And now we need a line that goes parallel to this axis over to the circle. So I'm going to do that, do this, come over until I'm like that. And now I need a line that comes down, and the line that comes down is 90 degrees or perpendicular to that. So I'm going to just select, go straight up somewhere till I get to this line. And then I'm going to say tangent here, there, and do an erase to get rid of that little corner. And I have an open boundary because I don't have a shaded area for some reason. I have a blue point up here. That's a hint. Something is not happy up here. Ah, okay, there we go. When you run into those, start looking for something blue. Something blue is not good. Okay, check mark, and we have finished that sketch, complete with a little drama. We will take that little panel right there, and we're going to extrude it the other direction, and we're going to extrude it up to next, and that will make it fit right up against this. In solid add mode, green check mark, and we're good to go. Now we'll turn our sketch back on. We'll select that panel or area. We will do a extrude, and it's a 0.25. Going in the opposite direction, and that fits in perfectly, and we will do a check mark, and that becomes part of the part. Now this is more interesting because it sticks out, but the amount it sticks out is not apparent to the average user. It's hidden. So the way we're going to determine it, the blueprint says outside to outside is 2.5 inches. Let me put this in paren, 2.5, but the outside to outside of the existing walls is 2.375. And we're going to divide that number by 2, and that should be the amount it should be sticking out. Except that's not at all right. Let's do a X and do a starting offset. That's where I should have been. I should have been at starting offset. And I should have been at a depth of 0.5. That would have made much more sense. Okay, let me go through that one more time since I totally messed it up. The distance from this outer surface right here, this surface here to the far side is 2.5 inches. This is 2.375, so we subtracted this much, this distance from that distance, divided it by 2, and got this half that goes on that side, which was the 0.063. And then the width of this is a 1/2 inch, so that's what I actually did, even though I badly did not explain it. Now we need a plane, and we need a front plane. No, yeah. We need a front plane. Front plane. And we need the front plane because we're going to use it to mirror these 3 features over here. We're going to select mirror. We're going to pull down the selector and select mirror features instead of mirror part. And we're going to mirror this feature, which was the first extrude, the second extrude, and the third extrude, and we're going to mirror it across this plane. And we're going to get a big red thing because we need to reapply features. And we do a check mark, and there is the part. And if we do a Shift P, that cleans it up. And that should be the completed part. Badly explained, but this part's doable once you take it apart and understand how it goes together, and then take it in small bites like almost everything else. Hope you had fun. I hope this wasn't too confusing. Talk to y'all later.